Hey everyone, today we have an early look at the Mandalorian Shriek Hawk. This is going to be a Target exclusive figure. This is number 40 in the Mandalorian line. I find the name of this figure a little bit strange. I feel like it's missing a word because the Shriek Hawk is the name of the creature, and then the upcoming 2-pack is called the Mandalorian Shriek Hawk Trainers, which makes sense, but like this guy is not a hawk. I don't know why it's just called the Shriek Hawk. But with the onslaught of blue Mandos that we've gotten lately, it is really exciting to be getting these 3 new Mandos that are just slightly differently colored instead of just having all blue. And I think when we all saw the Mandos in season 3, we were all thinking about the action figures and all the potential there, and so it's pretty disappointing that like a year and a half after the show came out, we're still just getting blue Mandos until now, of course. And this particular guy gets a pretty decent amount of screen time in the show. We see him here pulling down the babies at the end of the episode, and then when they're on the hunt to go find Ragnar, he's the one that uses his grappling hook and swings across, which is a pretty cool scene. I wish he had come with the grappling hook, of course, but we get a pretty good shot of his jetpack here, which we see matches kind of. The colors are still a little light, as they pretty much tend to always be on these figures, but nothing a little bit of a gray wash and maybe some metallic weathering would fix. But it's nice to see so many different colors going on here, the little symbol on his shoulder and all the paint apps, especially on the weapons. And there's actually something special about the boots that we'll look at a little bit later, but look how nice all this detail looks on the pistol here. And I don't know that we've seen this sculpt before. It actually doesn't look super familiar, but I haven't gone and compared like all the different Mando weapons yet. But the rifle here with the scope is the same weapon that we got with the Death Watch Mando a couple years ago, but it looks quite nice here in black, and that gold paint is really neat on there. It's really nice to see. And of course the pistol has no trouble fitting into the holster here. I think the gold weapon is just so cool that I'm gonna just keep this pistol holstered, but I will show you a couple poses at the end. We've had this body used so many times at this point, so I'm not gonna like break down all of the details. Go watch a review for like Death Watch Mando if you're really curious about articulation here. But with how many options there are for different Mandalorian figures, pretty much this comes down to whether or not you like the colors and if you think the skirt is like different enough to be worth having on your shelf next to all your other mostly blue Mandos. I'm not going to break down everything that's reused and everything that's new here, but here is the Mandalorian Fleet Commander, the Privateer Target exclusive, and the original Death Watch Mando from a couple years ago. And if you want to go ahead and like pause this and really break it down visually to see what's being used here, you can. But what's special about these boots is they give us yet another hint at an upcoming character. So when the Privateer came out, a lot of people noticed that his boots, minus the glued on shin armor, really represented another character's, and that of course is Boba Fett from the Book of Boba Fett. We do have the SH figure arts here so we can compare it, and Yakface has kind of rumored that there would be a character from the Book of Boba Fett or some version of Boba Fett coming, and it's very likely that this is gonna be it. You can see those 2 little straps there just perfectly match, and even up to the knee pads I could see being used for a new Daimyo Boba Fett. Let's take a look at the jetpacks here to see if there are any more hints, and it does look like there is quite a lot of similarity here. The difference of course being the rocket on top, which was designed to be removable so they can use that mold for several different types of jetpacks and just have some variety there, which is very cool. So I'd say it's pretty safe to say that a Daimyo Boba Fett is coming. And I haven't shown this before, but the Mandalorian Fleet Commander, which is the second figure in here, I did repaint all of that kind of pearlescent blue with a little bit of a matte finish, and then I went over it again with some metallic weathering. Just I feel like it looks a little bit more like it does in the show. Let me know what you think, but for now we have one final look at the Mandalorian Shriek Hawk on the Kylo Ren centerpiece base. I just thought this kind of matched the rocky terrain of that episode. And here's a better look at him with the pistol. I think this is a really fun one to have on a shelf, and I do really look forward to getting the other 2 members of the squad. I think they're going to be a nice little trio, and I hope we eventually get the Mandalorian Judge, which we saw in a lot of other merch, including a TVC figure and like Funko Pops and stuff, so I think it's definitely on Hasbro's radar, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that come to the Black Series with minimal new tooling. Please give a like if you did enjoy the video, subscribe if you are new. Here are some other videos from the channel that you might enjoy, and I will see you all next time.